Chai Chat and Wine.
I'm Sonal.
I'm Kina. And today we're going to talk about recycling, but not in the food and cardboard sort of way. It's in the being sustainable in your clothing.
Oh.
Now, Dee, have you heard of Vinted?
Yes.
And other apps like that. It's not the only one. So it allows you to buy second-hand clothes at very discounted rates, right? So my oldest one came home and said, Mum, do you mind if I buy clothes off Vinted? And I said, no, I don't. And I said, but I know one person who might. Did I get that right?
You did.
Would you wear second-hand clothes?
No.
Would you let your kids wear second-hand clothes?
Not that they give me a choice, but if I had a choice, then no.
Why?
I don't know. I'm one of these people, even if I buy new clothes, I will wash them first before I wear them.
I must have my mom's like that as well. So
Yeah.
it's like, no, you can't. So you would never shop in a charity shop, basically.
I haven't. Let's put it that way. I think if necessity, if I couldn't afford it, I would.
Yeah. So so this is, well, it is, I suppose, from a student's perspective, it is completely affordable.
Yeah.
But there are 2 or 3 angles to this whole thing. One is obviously wastage. One is, it's waste, not want. So if you don't want it, but somebody else somewhere definitely wants it,
And
you
energy
get
is
some
being
money
used
for
to
it.
create these clothes, whatever. There's a big carbon footprint behind having these clothes.
Yes.
Exactly.
So therefore somebody else is getting to wear it.
Yeah.
So A, you're fulfilling someone else's wish and you're clearing your closet or wardrobe or whatever. Secondly, you're getting money for it. Thirdly, that person's going to pay so much money for it. But most importantly, it's saving the environment.
It is, but I just feel very, I don't know, maybe it's a bit I don't know what it is. I just don't like the thought of somebody else having...
I know you're not alone in this.
Yeah.
Absolutely not alone in this. There is definitely a group of people out there who would say, no way would we wear second-hand clothing. In fact, as you said, you're the sort of person who, when you buy something, you will wash it first before you wear it because somebody else might have tried it on.
And it's not because I would happily go to the cheapest place ever and buy something. It doesn't bother me at all.
That's not the problem.
It's just a case of somebody having worn it. And when I say somebody I don't know having worn it before me. If it's somebody I know, that's different.
Yes.
You know.
No, it is. It's that factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's somebody else's.
I don't know.
If someone's sharing, because clothing is very personal. It's against your bare skin.
Yeah.
So it is a very personal thing. I do understand you. I do understand where it's coming from.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to do is to see if I can change your mind, train your brain to think differently.
I think it would take a hell of a lot to change my brain because I think when I was younger, it wouldn't have bothered me in the least. What I was wearing didn't bother me.
Yeah.
As I've grown older, I've become more and more particular about things. And that's definitely one of them.
You have, but don't you see this is a kind of OCD? It's a kind of, as you said, particular, and therefore I'm inflexible in my thinking on this.
It is.
But did we not say that we don't want to grow old like that? And we want to grow as flexible old people so that when our children present us with solutions to our problems at that time, which there will be, we are flexible. But if we don't train our brain to be flexible about things that eke us out, then we are gonna continue.
I love the feeling, like if I've been, on a train or whatever, and I go home, I change my clothes into my cozy comfort, I feel clean, I feel good, I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
If I've got clothes that are being outside and I'm in them, I think,
no.
I don't feel comfortable.
No, I get that. And that is something you and Rihanna definitely do share. So she has her inside-outside clothes to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And
I'm impressed with her doing this.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So the two worlds didn't match in my head. So if you go in her room, you can't sit on her pillow because she wouldn't want your clothes on her pillow.
Yeah,
she's weird about things
me
like
too.
that.
Oh gosh, my pillow's sacred. Yes, yeah. You don't sit on my pillow.
I understand it because your head's on it when you say.
Yeah.
I understand it, but I've trained my brain to not get fussy about these things and just say you won't die. It's fine.
Yeah.
But then so when she said she wants to get these second-hand clothes, and I said, you okay with it? She said, yeah, it's fine. She said, I'd shop in a charity shop if I needed to. So yeah, I don't mind this, and I can have, I don't know, clothes from Urban Outfitters that I wouldn't normally be able to have. So
in a way, she's maybe more balanced, really.
Or maybe she's training her brain not to become...
Yeah, so particular.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way of the world, isn't it? We need to be more aware of how much we are throwing away and wasting. And,
yes.
Yeah.
Because, again, another thing recently about denim.
Yeah.
And, you get these top denim companies that will charge you £200-300 for a pair of jeans. And then you can go to Primark, for example, and get them for £7.
Yeah. I'm happy going to Primark and buy for £7.
But not the money side, but the amount of water it takes to actually create a pair of jeans.
Yes.
Environmentally, the carbon footprint of creating denim is so high. I did not realize this. It was super, super, super high. They're very unfriendly. And that's why what the high-end companies are saying is, okay, you pay us the £200, but you've now got denim for life. You're not supposed to be changing it and getting a new pair every 3 months or something.
So what do you do with fashions then? Because fashions obviously change, right?
Fashions do change, but denim is denim, right?
It is, but you
might get colours.
Do you remember in our 80s when we would have our denim jackets? You would go around.
Well, I still have one. Do you not have a denim jacket anymore?
No.
Oh gosh, I still wear my denim
jacket. But that style's changed, right? It's not the denim jacket you wore in the 80s.
No, not from the 80s, but I've had it a good 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's still good, and it still looks, new enough. That's the beauty of denim. Yeah. It doesn't look old. Yeah. It's one of the light denims, so it definitely doesn't look old, and I still throw it on. In fact, I think the older denim gets, the more comfortable it gets because it's softer.
Yeah.
So
it's a style, though, isn't it?
I think the only reason I've ever got rid of denim is because they physically do not fit me anymore. When the skinny jeans were in.
Yes.
And I just could not. And therefore, those I should have
put on Vinted.
Or
a similar
time we didn't have apps. Yeah. But I probably do have a couple that I still don't now get into. So I should. And I'm going to. I'm actually going to. But see, the thing is, so I don't have like designer brands. So some people will use this for designer brands. If you have your top brand clothing that you pay £2,000-3,000 for, you can then sell that on and somebody else can have it for a lot less. But the beauty of this app is you don't have to have that top end. You can, be Urban Outfitters or Zara or Mango or whatever. Yeah. And so instead of paying 50 quid for a dress, which is probably the average price of a going out dress in Zara, for example, you can get it for £10.
Yeah.
But the other thing that's coming through, and this is Selfridges and M&S at the moment that have made this announcement, they're going to start renting clothes. But I think this is more for that high-end stuff that I was talking about, the Armanis and the Gucci's. And
you had this amazing idea a few years ago.
I did.
Yeah,
we should rent. I was specifically thinking about Indian clothes. Because we buy these outfits and then we never, or maybe once more in your life, wear them again.
Yeah.
And it's such a waste. Yeah. So I did, didn't I? I thought we should have these outfits. We should club together and we should then hire them out.
Yeah.
And then I think the reason it sort of fell flat on its floor is because thinking,
of me.
How are we going to clean it? And no, we would have to clean it. There's no doubt about that. But in between rents, we have to clean it. But we weren't sure how we would make that happen and what when somebody damages it. And so, but I think this is the same concept. But when you think about it, renting clothes is not that brand new. Moss Bros, was it? Men would always,
dinner jackets,
whoever really didn't own them, did they? University
but then you used to look at
the
price though, wouldn't you? And you say, well, if I buy one, I can wear it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Why am I renting it for? Do you know what I mean? It wasn't cost effective.
I remember for those university balls, all the men went and rented because it was either £300-400 to buy a suit. No student was going to do that. Yeah. They could rent it for 70 quid and then they didn't know if they're going to wear it again. Yes, I think once you get into a profession, whatever, and you think that these events are going to come up, so you might invest.
Yeah.
But otherwise, so renting is not that unusual. And I think there still is that rental market for these Indian clothes. So if M&S and Selfridges can do it for everyday clothes, I think they're not doing it for everyday clothes yet.
Yeah, it will be the ball gowns and
I think the plan is coming. So what they were saying is, would you, for example, you've got a job in an office and you need to wear a shirt 5 days a week. Would you rent your shirt for the 5 days and not actually buy shirts?
It'd be great not to have to wash and iron.
Well, I wonder. I haven't looked into the details of how that's going to work, but there is something more coming. So I think this is the market that's going to grow, the whole rental of clothes market.
Yeah.
But then that would only work. So I would like to know what percentage of the world has the Sonal other people's clothes phobia that you can't, because you would never rent, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
I'd rather buy.
Yeah.
Or borrow from somebody I know.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people will do this. So they'll have a sari and then have 2 or 3 blouses in 2 or 3 different sizes stitched.
Yeah, exactly.
Because blouses is one of those things, again, it's very difficult to share because, they do get a bit ruined, whatever.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of a sari, that you can, mix and match and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
but no reason why not. If you have a lenga skirt, and I'm totally going to do this with the girls, is because, except for Shayna is much taller than us. I'm sure we can mix that somehow. Get a skirt, she can have it up to her ankles and we'll have it really long or something.
Poor thing, she's not clever. And
then get 3 blouses stitched.
Yeah.
So that at least all 3 of us can hear me assuming that they're going to let me wear the same clothes as them. But they can have all these trendy, nice blouses. Yeah. So what the hell, I'm going to have trendy, nice blouses too. I'm not old yet. So But yeah, I think there's a market out there.
Yeah.
So let's try and take the eek factor out of this for you a little bit. Let's see if we can stretch you to something.
I would definitely say get more use out of our clothes and not throw them away so quickly.
Yeah.
Definitely agree with that.
Well, it always goes to a charity shop. I mean, we don't throw clothes away.
Yeah.
When was the last time I actually threw clothes away?
Yeah.
I don't think. Until they're torn or really worn out.
Yeah.
I've never thrown them out.
But sometimes the wind takes me and I get so fed up I will throw them. Because I just can't be asked.
No, don't do that. But would you even I remember old, when the kids were young and they used to wear those vests, you just use them to polish shoes. Yeah. They're really good for polishing shoes. So you would use them as rags in the house.
Yeah,
everything gets reused. We've been brought up that way. That you don't just throw things away. You reuse, multiple use.
Yeah, I'm very much, I really do need to stop throwing away.
Okay, well there we go. But I think what you do need to do is have the stock a little less eek factor and see if we can get you to rent something that's not from somebody you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, till then, enjoy. And until the next time.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.